Terry, what stinks like rotten eggs, but you drink anyway?
Oh, water?
That's right. Not just any water, but the water from the Ponce de Leon Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine, Florida. We're going to St. Augustine today. You ready for a road trip, girl?
Let's go.
Woo! All right, Terry, we're going down to your neck of the woods these days.
You're in my neighborhood.
That's right. We're in St. Augustine, Florida, and we're going to enjoy a lot about what the city has to offer. One of the oldest cities in North America.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start with a couple of important things that you got to know to put St. Augustine in a little bit of perspective.
We need a little history lesson.
Exactly. And I'm going to say probably 2 names will do you good as the traveler.
Okay.
To get you started.
What pops to your head?
Ponce de Leon.
Yes.
We've talked about his stinky, stinky water already. And he was the guy who was the conquistador who showed up in this neck of the woods first and called St. Augustine St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's that guy. The next guy comes along during the Industrial Revolution. That guy's Henry Flagler. Railroad magnate, hotel magnate. He had a lot going on. That's right. He had the money. He made it rain.
He made it rain.
Woo! That's right. Okay. So let's get ourselves together and really answer this question. What makes St. Augustine a great destination?
Well, let's talk about some books that inspire us, because I find that in St. Augustine, it being so rich in history, there's a lot of books that you can read to inspire your trip there.
True.
And I'm going to go to one of my favorites, is by Eugenia Price. She writes historical fiction, and there's a trilogy. The first book is Margaret's Story. And when you read it, you can go to St. Augustine and you can actually see the house that they lived in and walk the streets that they walked. It's a great, great novel.
Now, that's really great for the adults. Any thoughts on the kiddos?
What about the missing manatee?
Missing manatee.
I'm just kind of off the top of my head.
I like that one. We used to read that one back in the day when we taught 4th grade.
Back in the day.
That's right. Missing Manatee by Cynthia De Felice. It's a perfect South Florida, beachy, kids have a boat kind of story. Yep. And guess what? There's a missing manatee.
Yeah. Now I'm going to throw this one at you because you're going to you like mysteries.
I do. I love
Agatha Christie.
Love.
Okay. So this is by Parker Francis.
Okay.
And this is Matanza Bay.
Ooh.
It's a murder mystery.
Dun, dun, dun. We love that. And this is spooky kind of town.
And it takes place in St. Augustine.
There you go. Oh, okay. Oh, that's true. Matanza Bay is in St. Augustine. Took me a minute there. I love that. Any other book picks for this super friendly place?
What about Last Train to Paradise?
Ooh, that's a good one.
By Les Stanford.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. People, you can find tons of books. These are just some of our top picks.
Exactly. Okay. So St. Augustine, super family friendly.
Yes.
This is a place you can take the kids, or you can go girls trip. We're good with that.
Yeah.
You can kind of mix and match however you want to do this, right?
Right.
Okay. What's the best way to get acquainted with this area?
Well, there's so much to see, and you got to remember that St. Augustine is a small city with very narrow streets.
That's true.
Just giving that as a forewarning.
Yes.
Okay. One of the best is on Magnolia Avenue, where you have the beautiful oak canopy that just you're driving and it's like a picture.
Oh, right. So
huge trees, it's gorgeous. It's been photographed many times.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think it's on the cover of Santa Bay.
Might be.
I think it is. Now, you're thinking we're driving from the north side of town down to the south side of town. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going. I like this.
Also, as you're driving, you want to make a stop at the San Marcos Hotel. It's like an old motel, but in the middle of it, we have the old senator tree. And that tree, I can't think even off the top of my head how old that tree is.
Oh, it's a couple of 100 years old, and
it's gorgeous.
It is massive. It's like nothing you've seen.
And you can drive through there, see the tree, then take a left on Magnolia Avenue and drive down the Canopy Street. See all the,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going south.
We'll keep going. Then what are we going to see next? The Castillo de San Marco.
Yeah, that would be the big anchor thing that's like right
huge
in the middle of everything.
And it's such a nice area just to walk around. It's right there on the water. Huge grassy knoll where you can just have a picnic and look at the castle from the outside. Or you can take a tour to the inside of it as well.
Yeah, and this would be the original battlement that was put in place to protect this particular
and
port.
You can see in the walls, because it's made of coquino, that there are cannonballs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the wall because it would not penetrate.
Now, we're going to drive past Castillo de San Marcos.
We're looking at the beautiful water. Matanza Bay on our left.
Exactly. Now, let's go over the bay, and we're headed over the
Bridge of Lions. It's been redone, but it's gorgeous. You're driving over the bay over into the other part of St. Augustine, heading, if you're going to go to the beach, we'd be perfect to stop at Anastasia State Park.
Yeah, that's a great little drive to start up on Magnolia Avenue and then make your way to Anastasia State Park. It'll give you your bearings. You kind of know where everything is just by doing that, right? Okay. One of our favorite games. I love it. That's right. We're going to play a little plan or pass when it comes to so many of the different things that you can see. Now, you mentioned before, St. Augustine is not a huge city. That means all of the tourist things that you can do, all the touristy things that you can do are not going to be huge and iconic. They're going to be little moments.
Right.
So we're going to string together a bunch of little moments and you decide, Terri, plan or pass. Okay? So what's worth it and what's not? Let's start with Mission Nombre de Dios Museum and the Shrine of Our Lady de la Leche.
If it was me and it was my first time there, what you can do is you can do a drive-by and see the huge great cross that they have put up there.
So you would add it to your drive?
I'd add it to my drive.
Okay, so drive-by plan.
Drive-by plan.
Okay, fair enough. I like that. There you go. Okay, what about the St. Augustine Lighthouse and Maritime Museum down past Anastasia State Park?
If you've never been in a lighthouse, I would plan to do it, but be prepared because you have to walk those stairs.
Yeah, there's no express elevator to the top.
No, and it's beautiful though. And then when you get up, you can see everything. Definitely first timer. Definitely I would do it.
And if I remember correctly, that museum was reasonably well done for, especially for kids, right? Yeah, I remember that being a pretty good museum. Okay, let's get right into the heart of things. St. George Street. This is the pedestrian street.
It's a must. You're going to see things that you thought you would never see. You're going to see street performers. You're going to see the oldest schoolhouse. You're going to have all kinds of food options. Definitely worth it.
You're going to wind up here. This is kind of the heartbeat of the city.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it.
Okay. The oldest house in St. Augustine. Let me... The oldest house in St. Augustine, which is the one from Eugenia Price's novel, Margaret's Story.
Yes.
What would you plan or pass?
I would. I love because you can relate to it, and it's just unique to see how the housing was back then when the Spanish was influenced. So yes, definitely I would do that at least once.
Okay. What about St. Photios Greek Church?
Go ahead.
Yay!
That is a hidden gem.
People don't know about it.
It's right there on St. George Street. You have to look for it. When you go in, it is beautiful. Light a candle for someone.
That's right.
And then it tells you the history, and then it's got a beautiful little gift shop.
And listen, St. George Street is predictably a little chaotic.
It is.
This is a little oasis from that.
It is. It's you go in and it's just so calm. And if you're looking for specific Greek items, go to the little shop
It's a sweet little shop.
That's where I get my pasticcio noodles.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, so sweet. Okay, now that is a very tiny sanctuary, and it's about halfway through St. George Street, coming from either direction, I believe.
Right.
But at the other end of St. Augustine, of St. George Street, is the Cathedral Basilica of St. Augustine, which is the biggest sanctuary.
It's beautiful. And definitely take the time to go in, even if you're not Catholic. Go in. It is beautiful architecture.
Yeah, kind of just for the architecture of it, right?
Yes, yeah. It's gorgeous.
And it is one of the first examples in our country of the European sensibilities making their way to the Americas. So look at that as the transitional piece of architecture that kind of starts the American style of architecture, right? Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing to do. Okay, the Leitner Museum, just past the Basilica.
Do it. It is amazing, all the collections that are in there. And in the basement used to be a swimming pool.
Oh.
But now it's a restaurant.
What?
Yes.
You can eat in the pool?
Well, there's no water.
My mom wouldn't let me do that when I was little.
Yeah.
Listen, I think the Leitner Museum and our next choice are great rainy day activities.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that happens in St. Augustine. You'll get some rain, so
it's hot and humid in Florida.
It's a nice break to do those indoor things.
Exactly. The St. Augustine Shipwreck Museum.
Definite. I mean, if it's raining, it's one of those that you can go in.
I guess. I think I would probably pass, but that's me.
If it was a rainy day, I'd probably go. But if not a beautiful day, it wouldn't be on my list.
Not at the top of my list.
No.
Yeah. Okay. You're listening to Babcia and Yia Travel the World, and we hope that you are enjoying today's conversation. We invite you to become part of our travel community, so head on over to babciaandyiayia.com. That's BABCIA and YIA. And subscribe to our blog so that you can be kept in the loop as we talk about destinations and how to make travel a priority in your daily life. Whether you are travel dreaming or you've got boarding passes in your hand, we've got resources, plans, and plenty of inspiration to get you ready for whatever adventure awaits. You can find us on all the social media at Babcia and Yia, and we hope that we see you there. Okay.
Woo!
Here we
go.
Alligator farm. What do you think?
If it was me, because I've seen alligators, I've been to the alligator farm, I'd probably pass. But if this is a trip of a lifetime for you and you have kids, the kids are going to love it. You see all kinds of alligators, and you can zip line across
over the alligators.
That's an additional cost. You can feed the alligator, and you can even hold an alligator.
Yeah.
So for those with small children, young children, yeah, it'd be fun, but I'm going to pass.
Yeah. Pass for the adults, plan for the kiddos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Okay. The Marineland Dolphin Adventure.
Now, I want to say, I think people forget about Marineland because it's a little, about 30 minutes, and 30-minute drive from St. Augustine on A1A. And I can remember going to Marineland as a kid.
Yeah.
It's a little different now. And they have a program where you can swim with the dolphins. You have to do the reservations for it. But I think it's great that they're doing this conservation, and they've kind of taken a different twist on the idea of it. But the swimming and the experience, and if you want to get married at Marineland, you can.
Oh, well, here comes the bride and the dolphin.
Together.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have to say, we hemmed and hawed about whether or not we were going to put Marineland on our list to even mention, because we definitely wouldn't be responsible travel podcasters if we didn't look into whether or not people have a good conservation history and they have a resume that shows that they are doing it. Marineland is doing it.
Yes, but don't think that when you pull up, you're going to see like SeaWorld.
No, it's small.
It's small.
Exactly. These little sideshow places from Old World Florida still exist, and they're just
They're
morphing to
gems.
modern sensibilities.
Mhm.
Exactly. Okay. Last on our planner pass, the Anastasia Mini Golf Course.
Always.
Please go.
But when the sun goes down, because it can get pretty hot out there.
Yes,
But yeah, it's a fun way to end your day.
it is. It is. And it's a very good mini golf course.
Yes.
If you are somebody from the New England area, there's a lot of mini golf courses up in like the um, Cape Cod area.
Mhm.
This ranks with those. It's good. It's quality.
Yeah.
We'll give it to them. So if that's something you want to have a little bit of goofy fun with, enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy. I like that. All righty.
We have to do the next.
We got to talk about this. There are many setting stars in our country when it comes to travel. Route 66 comes to mind.
Right.
It's just time is passing. St. Augustine has a few old school sites that are not necessarily worth the time these days. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you another one that comes to mind.
Did I just pass it?
Yes, it's called South of the Border.
I want to stop at Pedro's.
Pedro says stop here. Listen, there are quite a few. St. Augustine has its share. So what are some of the ones that you would say, let it go?
Ripley's, believe it or not.
Oh, God.
There are, and anybody knows anything about Ripley, he liked to obtain odd things. So it is a collection of oddities. Now, if it's your thing that you enjoy that, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I myself would do no-goes. If you have kids, maybe. Adults, not so much unless you want to go buy the statue and rub the fertility belly for good luck.
Pass.
I stay far away.
Yes, ma'am. What else?
Fountain of Youth.
Oh,
disappointment.
It is.
It's like a little spit cup.
Yeah, and it
smells like egg farts.
It's just.
I said that.
Listen.
I said egg farts.
You should. And we drank that water many, many moons ago.
And guys, check out us on TikTok. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Just gonna put that out there right now. Okay. One more that you would be like, don't waste your time.
The old gel.
Oh, it's stupid and small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless your thing is jail.
Mm-hmm. But again, even if your thing is jail, A, it's not a good jail.
No.
And B, I think one of the jail cells is used to sell the trolley tour tickets for the local area. So, we'll let that go. Okay. What are some of your absolute go-tos when it comes to having a great, let's say, weekend in St. Augustine?
Well, first, you need to make dinner reservations at the Columbia House. It has been there forever. And they have a 1905 salad that's made tableside. Famous for it. Delicious. And get a cup of their black bean soup.
There you go.
It is the best.
You heard it right here.
Another thing is a must. Do a ghost tour in St. Augustine. Whichever one you choose, it's going to be cheesy, but it's going to be fun.
Exactly. And check out our trick or travel episode for a little bit more on that spooky stuff. Yes.
Now, if you don't know, St. Augustine does a night of lights where everything is covered in Christmas lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Santa Claus threw up lights, and it's all over all over St. Augustine. And you can get tours to do this, but we found this place. It's called Pineapple Ride and Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an oversized golf cart, and you can do like private tours, and they drive you around.
Oh, fun.
Very reasonable. The guy was great.
Fabulous.
I suggest looking for those things.
I love that. Now, listen, we're huge fans on our Babcia and Yia Travel the World podcast. Babcia and Yia are huge fans of stringing a few places together to maximize our travel experiences.
Yes.
What would you partner St. Augustine with?
There's so much, but here we go. We're leaving St. Augustine.
Okay,
right?
we're driving out, getting closer to 95.
Heading to Jacksonville.
That's right.
I'm a little hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Is your stomach growling?
A little bit.
We're going to stop at the Buc-ee's.
Woo!
We now have a Buc-ee's in St. Augustine, and they have the best chopped beef brisket sandwiches ever. And you got to try their beaver nuggets. It is fabulous. So definitely Buc-ee's is a stop and an amusement all in itself.
You got to have a grin on your face when you're at Buc-ee's.
You do. And another nice thing about it, they have the cleanest bathrooms.
Oh.
You're welcome.
There you go. That's a good road trip tip right there.
Yeah. And you can buy clothes. It's like a super Walmart.
It's a super Walmart in a gas station.
Oh, but it's a Buc-ee's, so check that out.
That's right. Okay, what's close by?
You could do the Jacksonville Zoo.
Oh,
and they've
that's
done
nice.
So much improvements out there since I first went there. Definitely a fun day.
Great. What else?
Let's back it up a little bit. And we could stop at the World Golf Village.
Which is underrated in this area. A lot of people don't realize that it's there.
They have a great IMAX theater. And just recently I watched a movie called Big Dream. It was on STEM and engineering. Fabulous.
Oh, there you go. Hey, we want to let everybody know you can use St. Augustine as a springboard for quite a few things. St. Augustine is a great place to hit the beach and decompress from your Disney trip.
Yes.
If you're on your way back home, right? You can continue your old Florida trek and head over to Silver Springs or Manatee Springs. Those are some really great places. We've spent a little time there together.
You know what's cool at Silver Springs?
What?
If you are just lucky enough and look in the trees, you might find some monkeys.
That's right. You know what else is amazing at Silver Springs?
What?
The primitive campground.
Yes.
Those are the days where we didn't pay attention to who was making the travel plans.
Yep. Now it's us.
Now it's us. Listen, you can also go north to Savannah.
Go south to the Keys.
There you go. A great place, St. Augustine, Florida. I love it. The travel industry has taken quite a blow from several global issues, including the war in Ukraine, the COVID-19 crisis, and inflation, that makes it hard for people to get out into the world like they want to. At this point, leading experts are predicting that it is going to take up to 3 years for the travel industry to bounce back to full force. One way that you can help is to like and subscribe to 10 microbloggers. Start with us. You can like and subscribe to our podcast and our website so that you can tell the travel industry that people are still interested in travel. So, Terri, how can listeners get a hold of us?
We'd like to hear from you. Contact us at babciaandyiayia@gmail.com with your questions, suggestions, favorite travel tips, products, and travel trends so that we can share your ideas in the future. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Here you go, guys. Babcia and Yia. BABCIA and YIAYIA.
babciaandyiayia.com is a home base for everything that we love about travel, and it's where we store our show notes, as well as many of the resources that we offer to our travel community, including travel literacy for the kiddos. We always have new posts about all the things we love and about all the travel we're up to, including today's topic, as well as features on destinations, travel lifestyle, and stories to make you smile.
Didn't get all that? Just check out our show notes for all of the ways to stay in touch and links to anything we chatted about in this episode. As always, thanks for joining us for our journey.